Hello, dear participants. I'm Dilip Kumar, Organizing Secretary, ICDAC. Today, at the International Conference on Decoding Aliphatic Components of Health, Performance, and Well-being, we have a very special keynote speaker who is an entrepreneur with the proficiency of administration, organizing mega competition events, an international athlete, and also an allied coach. Dear participants, I would like to introduce Mr. Sathish Kumar, who is at presently serving as a Secretary of Karnataka Swimming Association. Under his able leadership, Karnataka State has initiated many new plans, programs, and competitions for swimmers. Karnataka was able to successfully organize Asian Age Group Championship in the year 2019 and many other national and international competitions, which has gained a lot of appreciation and respect from Swimming Federation of India. Mr. Sathish Kumar is an successful entrepreneur who owns more than 28 swimming pools in India. He is a pioneer who has educated a number of people and instilled the skill of swimming in them. He has facilitated innumerable opportunities, and not only for the swimmers, but also for the career aspirants in the field of coaching, training, and teaching. Sir has been awarded with a prestigious Ekalavya Award and Kempegowda Award by Karnataka State. We are honored and happy to have you at this stage. Over to you, sir, for your keynote address. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Can I start?
Yes, sir. Please.
All right. Thank you very much for the Papu Degree College for giving me an opportunity to present today's subject on this webinar. Today, I'm going to speak about post-sports career opportunities for sustainable sports ecosystem. Basically, today's topic is how a sportsman can shape his future. That's the important keynote I'm going to speak about today. So I have a small presentation and I have a vast experience to share with you all. And I hope everybody gets a bit of information, knowledge, and also a roadmap or a path for their futures in the days to come. We all know we are going through a very tough phase now, and we are not able to live life as what we used to live a couple of months back or a couple of years back. It's not the same anymore, and it's not going to be same in the future as well. Things are going to change, and things are going to be much better in the future days to come. So I begin with an athlete's career, or normally physical education or any coaching faculty would be a sportsman or a sports person in his younger days. So I would begin with my presentation with these points. Athlete's career. Athlete's active career is the most exciting and challenging phase of a sportsman's life. We all know that how interesting, exciting our life is when we are in the sports. We train in the morning, we train in the evening, we train in the afternoons. So it's all about training and getting yourself better day by day. So that's the whole nice thing or the exciting thing about our lives when we are a sportsman. And as a sportsman or as a parent, as a younger sportsman, the most insecure feeling is about how we are going to shape our futures with the contribution of the sports, which we have spent maximum number of years of our youth. Probably a sportsman will start from the age of 10 or 6 or 8, go on till 24, 25 years. So basically 20 years of your life is spent in the sport. And the only worry for you would be to feel insecure about your future. The parents feel insecure of the child's future. So what they do, they make you stop the sport and they make you go into different educational platforms like engineering, medicine, etc., where they feel it's a much greener surface for people to make a mark in their lives. So dilemma of whether one should continue the sports career post 12th is a question on every parent's mind or every sportsman's mind. What do we do? How is our sport, which we have spent so much time and effort on, is going to make a living for us? So uh, I think getting a secure future as a sportsman from the sports what you have spent time on is a very realistic thing in the future as per India is concerned. And it's very unrealistic to think that sports is only till you are a sportsman. After that, the sports will not give you anything. No, that is wrong. That's exactly the message what I want to bring to the viewers today and the participants of this conference. Please do not think that sportsman life is over after his sports. He can create another life if he wants from the sports life what he has spent all those years and efforts to make a future of it in his after sports years. So I'm going to come to a very important point here, where it is very important for an athlete to prepare for future when in an active career. It's a very unknown fact, or probably untold fact, that preparation for future when in the active career is the most important thing. Basically, I am a swimmer myself. I'm an international swimmer, and I was in the international field for more than 7-8 years actively. And then we moved on to the next phase of our coaching side, whereas I wasn't ready for it. It just happened. But luckily, since I come from a family of educationers, I had enough talent to start teaching without any formal education. So that should not happen with the rest of the sports people. They might not be as, probably as talented as anybody else, but you can be if you work on it. So let me start putting it from my presentation here. Sportsmen should start preparing themselves for a future as active as their sporting career. That means you have to start planning for your future actively as your active career. You should start thinking what you need to do, what you can do. Start planning for it. Decision on what you want to do in sports after your career is the most important thing. The decision what you make, the decision what you take, that yes, I want to be involved, inculcated in sports for the future of my career is the most important thing. Whether you want to be in this, whether you don't want to be in this is a decision what you have to take. And once you decide that yes, I will be in this and I will make a mark in this field in the future days to come, then you start investing your time and gaining knowledge on that field in the spare time of your training. It will be the most intelligent thing for you to do. You always have spare time when you're, between your training. You got to use it very, very cleverly and very, very intelligently. Gaining practical experience on the field. Gaining practical experience on the field, especially when you are with a coach. Be with him, learn from him, understand from him, question him, and start learning the nitty-gritties of coaching or nitty-gritties of sports, what it is, how it can be made bigger, how a sport can be turned into an institution. There are so many things you can learn from a coach with or without his consent. With or without his consent. It's very important for you to have that practical experience in the field, which will give you a great amount of advantage in the future days to come. Communication and PR skills. This is, I think, the most important part of the future of a sportsman. When you are competing, when you are training, and when you are an active sportsman, please understand to learn different languages. Understand different languages, understand and learn different ways of communication. It can be with coaches, it can be with friends, it can be with staff. How you communicate and how you build a public relation with people. How people should start respecting you. How people will give you importance. How to gain importance from people. These are public relation skills. If you can develop, some of them are very talented. Some of them go very well with people. Some of them don't. But it is very important, if you're not having that quality, to build that quality and create that quality in yourself. Media friendly. When you are a champion, you are always surrounded with media people. Get a connect with them. Understand, their requirements. Deliver the same. Talk to them. Give them a story. Give them your feeling, and become a connect person. That means a friend with them, so that in future they will be able to help you the way you want to develop in the future career, whatever you decide. So these are a small part of preparation for athletes to make sure that he starts developing in the sports field. Go on to the next part of it, options for a sports person for a career after their sporting career. There are many, many options. I start with the coaching field, which is easiest, the most related, and probably the most opted for. All right. Coaching is one field where you only deliver what you have learned. All right. With etc. Many other qualities of a coach. But if you don't have the love and passion for teaching, then I don't think you should be taking this field. You should have the passion, you should have the grace, you should have the zeal to become a coach. Then only you will be able to be a successful coach in whatever field you select. There are two verticals in coaching. One, either is teaching or it is training. Teaching is about teaching the basics of the sport. Probably children or adults who want to learn the basic and then take it forward to the next level. So those are called teachers. And coaches or trainers are one who take people who already learned and make them better and excel. Like you are making them train for a state level meet, national level meet, international level meet. So these are two different aspects of coaching, and both have very, very big potential. Both have very big potential. As a teacher, you have very big potential, and as a coach, you have very big potential. All right. So you have to have the most important part is the knowledge about the sport which you are going to select. The knowledge about sport. If you don't have knowledge of what exactly the sport is and what exactly teaching takes or what exactly coaching takes, then it will be completely waste of time you're taking as a career. Please have these points in your mind, knowledge first. And second most important thing is certifications. If you can do your certifications in between your career time as and when it is required, it is going to be the most important aspect for your career. Believe me, certifications only prove that you are much more qualified than anybody else. So coaching is the most opted field for a sportsman for him to make a life with, which I feel which is easiest and also it is most fun. Of course, it's a lot of pressure if you are becoming a coach, and if you're not a person to take that pressure, you can always become a teacher. So first option on my view is coaching as a career for sports people. Sports facility management. Sports facilities are coming up in every city, town, everywhere nowadays. Requirement for good sports facility managers are the need of the hour. If you can find yourself as quite a good administrator or quite a good manager, being in the sports field, you can definitely have the advantage of taking these kind of jobs, which are very, very viable nowadays. Sports arenas are a big business where you have a conglomerate of many different sports in one area, in one place. So challenges are there for the same job, which if you can take up and if you can start working for it, then definitely you have a very good future with the sports facility management also. You can of course have much more further ideas once you get into this field. But as a sportsman, as a career after sports, this sports facility management also is a great path to success. Of course, graduation becomes a very important part. Graduation also needs your quality, I mean qualifications, and most importantly, knowledge on computers. Start learning computers, start learning basics of it. MS Word, MS Office, Excel, all these things make a lot of difference for your biodata or for your resume. That makes a lot of difference for people to hire you and give you jobs which are quite well paid. Fitness trainers, I'm absolutely telling you this is going to be the future. Being a sports person, you will have the best of the experiences with fitness, because any sports for that matter, any skill sport, you will have to have fitness, and you would have done all kinds of exercises in whatever form it is, in wherever field it is, whichever field it is. So make sure that you, as a sportsman, are the best person to become a physical trainer, regardless of what the sport is. Regardless of what the sport is, you are the person who have excelled in your sports area, and your fitness is going to be the best at that. So you know how to make people, how yourself fit, so you can make others fit as well. Fitness is going to be the next big thing. I mean, it is the big thing now, but it's going to be the next big thing as well. Every crossroads will have gym already, and they will need trainers. A lot of trainers. Post-COVID, believe me, fitness is going to be the next mantra of everybody. Everybody will hit gyms. Everybody wants to stay fit, looking for another pandemic like this come, and they will be better off being fit. I mean, we have seen that unfit people, probably with diabetes, obese, asthma, all these people have suffered in this COVID. So this is going to be one more very, very important aspect of looking at the future. That physical trainers are going to be much in demand. And today's physical trainers are earning as 2,500 per hour. But only thing is, you need to be excel in your field. That is very important. You need to have enough and more knowledge, enough and more excellence in what you're doing. Then you will be earning a lot more money than you can imagine. Coming up, my next point, sports commentators. Sports commentator is also a great opportunity. Now, sports commentating is coming in different languages. I have done sports commentating in Kannada. I have done sports commentating in English. Highly paid, very well paid, 15,000 a day. They pay almost as 15,000 a day with accommodation and everything. But you need to have the command on the language. You need to have command on your communication skills. You need to have a little bit of experience on mass media, mass communication. How do you communicate to a lot of people? How you can make an impact by your words, by your expertise. So these are the next creative jobs for sports people. You don't need to, stick on to normal things. You can be more creative as whatever you want. Coming up to my next opportunity is media consultants. A sportsman can become a great media consultant. They are looking for people with a lot of experience and information about the sport, especially some of the Olympic sports, which a lot of people are not aware. Like example, swimming. Swimming is technically, as a racing sport, you don't have much of information what it is, how many events are there, what is the depth of the pool, what is the starting block height. So these are the where media comes to you. So if you are an analyst by nature, analysis will be the key point in the media house for their publication. So if you are an analyst, you can definitely make a mark in this field. Having a good know-how on all the data of your sports is a very positive aspect. Like who is the champion, who was champion 10 years back, what was their timing, what was their achievement, and where he had broken the record, who broke it next. So these are kind of information and data. If you as a sportsman can inculcate it in your training days, this will become a very big um, asset for you in the future days to come. And sports events organizers, sports event organizing, event management for sports is also a huge business nowadays. It's a huge opportunity. You know, event organizing is a very viable option in the sports business. And eventful working experience, if you can find a sports event management company where you can go work for about 1 or 2 years and gain experience in that, you will be a very valuable asset as a sportsman. You know the rules and regulation, you know what the field should look like, you exactly know where the camera should be put for getting the best option for people to view it, and what is the requirement of a sportsman while in the event. These are small but many important things in your sporting career. You can earn the experience in, earn your future in. That's what I would like to say. So this is probably a very small way of putting my experience into the business module. I turned an entrepreneur. First, I turned a coach, and then I turned an entrepreneur, and then created a lot of opportunities for a lot of people in creating their own businesses and make a great living for themselves. Sports people are disciplined, sports people are dedicated. If at all sports people can be smart, you can be one of the most successful people in the society. Please start believing in yourself. Please start being confident about your work. And most importantly, keep your communication at the best. People, when you speak, should understand, yes, this guy is, has some metal. He has some stuff in him. He has some importance in him that we have to be respected. Unless you develop these qualities, unless you develop this kind of habits in you, it is going to be a difficult task in the future. You will be as a normal sportsman who has come out, found some job in some factory, some office, and just forgotten about whatever effort and experience and time you have gained from the sporting opportunity. I would always request my fellow sports people and organizers of this conference, and probably Bapu Degree College also, give and create opportunities for sports people to create a benchmark for themselves in the future days to come. If that is not possible, then we are not doing the correct job of administrators or as educationists. It is the most important point to create a pathway for the future of the students or of a person whoever is pursuing something or the other. If we only make them to study and pass their exam and get a degree or get a diploma, etc., that is not the way we should work. We should create a teacher, we should create a coach, we should create an entrepreneur. That is the kind of motivation we need to add into their lives. And we have to set examples. We as people who are experienced have to innovate better things for the future students who are coming into this field. With these few words, I would like to thank Bapu Degree College for giving me opportunity in delivering my address. Thank you very much for everybody who has given me opportunity, and I would request anybody to have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Sir, kindly stop sharing the screen, sir. Sir, thank you so much. It was a brainstorming session for us. Indeed, you have brought out all the aspects as to how and when an athlete should start thinking of his career other than being active in sports. Either be even during his active career, you have stated that he has to start thinking about his career after the sports. This is indeed a very good aspect that is being brought out by you, and we are very happy to have you, sir. And there's no other better person who can speak about this, since you have been in the position of an international swimmer, a reputed coach, and entrepreneur. And also today you are handling a very high profile position as Secretary of Karnataka Swimming Association, and successfully you have done all and justified all things, sir. We are very happy to you. I am happy that you have accepted and you have put in so much of inputs for our participants that they will definitely go back and think and also educate the people around them about these concepts. Sir, here are a few questions like from my side also, which have been long lasting to ask people. So the first and foremost is, we have been seeing people participating even in Olympics, be it swimming or any other sports, right from the day we got freedom. Like since 1948 itself, we are seeing people who are participating in so many events of Olympics. Have we failed to harness these people's experience as coaches or contributors for future Olympians or future sports persons? That is the reason that we are not able to gain momentum on certain events in sports.
Madam, a nation's sports depends on the nation's requirement. You as a person or your parent as a person would know the struggle what they had before independence or immediate post-independence. Basically, I would say the priorities of life were different, and still we were making a mark with our, I should say, with our sports careers of our elderly guys in 1950s and 60s. They were excelling. They were excelling in those tough times. Believe me, 90s was not like what it is now. 1990s was not like what it is. 1980s was not like what it is today. So it's an evolution, madam. It's an evolution which I see. We didn't have probably many other countries playing hockey during the Olympics when we won gold medal. Now every other country plays hockey, and you can say politics, or you can say it was a kind of unstructured way to develop sports in the country. And also I should say that the requirement of a normal human being was much more than sports. It was about feeding the people. It was about getting jobs in anyhow or the other, making money. But today, if you see, the scenario is different. A lot of people are well settled, and they want to have much better opportunities for their children other than getting a job and other things. So now you can see people qualifying for Olympics in A categories, people winning medals. So it is all a part of evolution, madam. And I am sure America, UK, everybody would have gone through this, which the time when we don't know about the history of their the history of their countries. But it is an evolution which is going on now. You see, hockey has been selected for semi-finals to both the teams, men and women. What more of an achievement we can say? It's hard work for the last 20 years, or probably we are doing the right work now, but we have learned it. So administration is also changing. So people have started thinking a lot media has changed a lot of things. Things are very transparent now. Selections are transparent. So we should not be looking at why we failed. We should be looking at why we have the success today. Why we should celebrate today, and how we can take our success to greater heights in the future. Let us not just go back to our history and say that fellow has not done this job, this person would have done a better job. No, let us see what we can do today and what we can do tomorrow to make ourselves better.
Very well stated, sir. And I'm very happy that sports is in right direction and has gained right momentum at this time. And congratulations from all our participants and we the team here that two of your swimmers have gained the A-cut qualification, and it's very honest efforts from a team of swimming. Congratulations, sir, on that. And one more question is about, sir, I have seen that many of the students who have not had the background of sports, they come to UG level or after PU and they start with the sports career. And they may not reach the very peak like nationals, internationals and all. But still they are passionate about the coaching aspects and a job and a career in sports or physical education. But the qualities which the degrees require, for example, NAS or 6 weeks, that stops them to gaining this qualifications. Can something be done with this regard, and some few inclusions can be done for these people who are passionate about the sports and they are looking for career in sports for obtaining degrees?
Madam, you can create passion for anything in this world, any time in your life. You can be 50 years, you can be 60 years. There is no stop for your passion. If you are starting from degree or UG or PG, there is no stop. You can create a niche if you have the will for it. If you have enough and more courage, if you have enough and more determination, and if you have enough and more will, there will be a way. So I will definitely tell people, get prepared. You can't make magic. You have to prepare yourself. You have to make sure that you know where you're going. I always tell my students, I always tell my co-workers that decide your destination, then buy the ticket. If you don't decide your destination, where will you buy the ticket for? Which way will you go? If you know that you want to become a coach, you can go towards becoming a coach. If you want to know you have to become an accountant, you will go towards being an accountant. You can't want to be an accountant, go to become a coach. That's stupidity. Nobody should be doing that. So my advice for the PG students or whoever physical directors who have taken up BPed for their living for the future, please make sure you select a field from the day one, that yes, this is what I am going to be tomorrow, and this is where I have to go, and this is all the station which I have to pass, and these are all the kind of vehicles I have to use. Decide it. Make sure you should be out of the crowd. You should think out of the box. Otherwise, you will just be in a line. When the line, your chance comes in the line, you will get your chance. It may be at 30 years or 35 years, you don't know. But if you want to make a line for yourself, get smart. That's what I want to tell everyone.
Thank you, sir. Well answered. And we are honored to have you here. Thank you so much, sir, for taking your precious time and enlightening us about all these concepts. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
Hello, dear participants. I'm Dilip Kumar, Organizing Secretary.